How may I help you?
Oh, am I speaking to Siobhan?
You are, yes.
Are you answering all of the phone calls? Because the one I dialed before was for Aberdeen, and this one is in a different country. This is what in Ireland.
Yes, so we cover all the calls for the UK and Northern Ireland.
So there's no point in me just dialing all the different numbers on the website here.
Yes.
Okay, because I can see there's an office in Aberdeen, Belfast, Birmingham, Bradford, Bristol. There's a lot of them, isn't there?
There is, yes.
Okay, I
There's a
see.
team of us that answers the original calls and then we try to get through to the right person.
I'm in a medical emergency here, Siobhan. How long do you think before somebody contacts me?
I am marking the message. I did mark the message down as an urgent matter. I can't put a time for when they can respond, but I can chase them up again.
Right. And you don't know which particular office in the UK deals with the receivership?
Sorry?
I mean, I would imagine if you dealt with all of the different offices for the UK, you would know which particular office dealt with receivership.
So a lot of different offices deal with different cases, so we don't actually have which office deals with which case.
I mean, I would have thought that PwC would employ receptionists who actually knew that they did receivership work.
Yes, we do receivership work. I didn't know, the way you asked earlier, I thought you meant you wanted some help with receivership, not that it was in relation to the case.
Well, I thought you didn't know that PwC did receivership, but which office in the UK deals with receivership?
It depends on the case, it depends on which office is dealing with it.
So you're telling me...
We don't have that information, so all I have is the information I have on my students who's dealing with that case, which I'm trying to line. There's no response, so I have to over an urgent message.
Okay, but would you say that all of the UK offices deal with receivership?
Yes, they can do, different cases, yes.
Because I'm in a medical emergency and I'm going to go to the nearest PwC office and speak to security.
Okay, I have sent over that message of an urgent matter to the team that's dealing with that case.
But you can't tell me what is a reasonable amount of time I should wait for until if I don't hear anything, I should physically go to a PwC office.
We don't be given a time frame when they will respond. They will respond as soon as they can.
But you should be able to say to people who call up your organisation, what is a reasonable time frame to get a response? Hello?
Oh, hello, is that Mr. Colston?
Speaking.
Hello, it's Rachel Hutchinson here. I'm calling from what was NRS Healthcare. I'm the clinical director.
What? Can I ask where you're calling from now? Because NRS doesn't even exist anymore.
Yeah, so we're assisting, people are still employed at the moment, and we're assisting the special managers and the official receiver to do kind of safe transition of services across the new providers, so that's why I'm calling you.
But when did the NRS care end? When did it end?
It went into compulsory liquidation on the 31st of July.
Well, I don't understand. How can there be a time gap between the 31st of July and now when Millbrook don't have the computers?
I can't answer a lot of the technical questions because obviously I've not been involved hugely in the actual transition of the contract. But what's happened is that we went into compulsory liquidation and certain other of our competitors and providers said that they would cut the contract and they started running a sort of basic emergency service with the contracts that they could do. But there's lots of work going on between the local authorities who obviously manage the contract and the official receiver and do the transfer of data and them paying their debts and all of those kind of technical issues that I'm not hugely involved with. So I don't have all of the answers to that for you. But what I have been asked to do is to sort of reach out to you to see what your difficulties are that you're having at the moment and see what we can do to get things resolved for you.
Yeah. Well, who is the local authority who manages the contract?
Sorry, the signal went there. Say that again.
Who is the local authority who manages the contract?
Well, whereabouts do you live in the country? Because all I've got is your name and your phone number
Buckinghamshire.
at the moment.
Buckinghamshire.
Where, sorry?
Buckinghamshire.
Buckinghamshire, okay, so the local authority is Buckinghamshire County Council.
Buckinghamshire County Council.
Yeah, they're the people that manage the contracts on behalf of all the different providers in Buckinghamshire. So they're the ones that are dealing with the official receivers and the news providers.
So it's not Bucks Healthcare.
Bucks Healthcare are partners in the contract.
Okay.
The actual ownership of the contract as in Buckinghamshire was Buckinghamshire County Council.
And it's not something like a clinical commissioning group. What are they called now these days?
No, the ICBs or the ICSBs, the Integrated Care Boards or systems, and they are partners in the contract, but the contract itself, to the best of my knowledge, and I think it's correct, it's run by Buckinghamshire County Council. Yeah, and they're the commissioners of the services in Buckinghamshire.
Well, that's
on
new.
behalf of different partners, so it might be on behalf of Buckinghamshire Healthcare, etc.
Well, that's news to me. Okay.
Can I help you with what are your particular circumstances at the moment?
Yeah. Okay. So my casters on my wheelchair are not working. I need to get them replaced as a medical emergency, and the problem is that when I spoke to Millbrook, they said without the computer system, they cannot match me up with the right casters.
Okay, do you know what wheelchair that you have got?
Now, this is going to be a long story. So my wheelchair was issued in 2012 by, I think, AJM, either in Islington or Westminster, I don't know.
Okay.
Then in 2017, AJM in Westminster changed the frame.
Okay.
And they put a different size frame in it. And ever since then, I've had absolute problems trying to get parts for the wheelchair service to get parts for it, because they put in a frame with a different size, so they're forever putting the wrong parts on this frame because it's still got the old frame number. So I don't know. And then most recently, NRS replaced the frame again, and the frame that they put in the wheelchair doesn't have a frame number, so they put both the old frame number in from 2012 and the replacement frame number from 2017. So at the moment, if I was to phone up somebody and ask for parts or for any help, they can't identify what size this wheelchair is to get the right parts, and therein lies the problem.
Okay. When did NRS change the frame? Do you know when that was done?
That was a few months ago.
Oh, okay, so this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
This year.
What I can try and do is I can try and get someone from, we have still got people in the IT team who are helping with the transition of services as well. So what I can try and do is get somebody in the IT team to log in, to find your details, and try and get that across to Millbrook in some way.
Yes.
Millbrook has got a computer system. They just don't have all of the data across at the moment, because like I say, there's lots of things going on in the background to get that sorted.
Yeah.
So what was your address?
Postcode is HP65PN.
5EN.
Papa November. Hotel Papa 6, 5 Papa November.
And the address?
Number 49.
49. What's the name of the road? Sorry, I have got the system in front of me, so that's why I'm asking you.
Clifton Road, Amersham. Clifton Road, Amersham.
Clifton Road, Amersham. Okay. And it's the wheels, is it the front wheels or?
Yeah, it's the front, the casters, and just to be clear, that they are pneumatic. Excuse me. They are pneumatic casters, and with tires that measure 200 by 50 millimeters. 200 by 50.
Okay.
And they also have stem bolts which are inside ZAMEC stem bolt housing. That's spelled ZAMEC.
Sorry, say that again. The signal went a bit funny again. Say that again. The housing
for the stem bolt is ZAMEC. ZAMEC. And so I need the casters, the stem bolt, and the stem bolt housing.
Okay.
and also I need some ball bearings to put inside the inner tube.
Okay.
Because the wheel wobbles, and if you put some small ball bearings in the inner tube, it stops it wobbling.
Are you able to get around at the moment? Have you got a spare wheelchair, or have you got
No.
a carriage managing at the moment?
The problem is that this was a specially commissioned wheelchair in 2012 by I think it was either the Westminster Wheelchair Service or Islington Wheelchair Service, and they specially designed it for me. So the problem is, when this wheelchair doesn't work, there isn't anything usable on the market because of my type of spinal injury.
Okay, so you couldn't, that was what I was going to ask you, is do you know of a wheelchair that we could perhaps, issue with, or Millbrook could issue with in the meantime?
It does, exactly, it doesn't exist. And many years ago, the Amersham Hospital sent me to Oxford to the rehabilitation centre there, and they couldn't find a suitable wheelchair for me. So back in 4 years ago, Professor Nick Webben at Sportswise down in Eastbourne, he told me that I have to build my own wheelchair. So I had to go to the Invacare laboratory in Switzerland,
right, okay.
and they had some prototypes there I could test, and they allowed me to make some photographs of their prototype, which I've then taken to a welder to make a modified version of their prototype. And because the NHS, not just NHS, all of the wheelchairs in the global market are not suitable for my type of brain injury. I really have to have one that was specially designed for me, and I was very lucky in 2012 to get the one I got, because Invacare the year before had changed the design, and so that the actual 2012 one wouldn't have been suitable for me, but they put some 2011 parts on that then made it compatible with my kind of spinal injury.
Okay.
So and then in 2015, Invacare stopped producing those parts, and it's been a nightmare for the last 10 years for the wheelchair services to get the right parts to fix this chair.
Right. Okay. Let me do a bit of phoning around, a bit of digging around in your data. If I can find somebody to do that for you, and I will also try and speak to somebody in Millbrook as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of our staff kind of transferred over to Millbrook at the end of July.
Yeah.
I could probably work out who would be the best person to speak to about this and try and get this sorted for you. Then I'll give you a ring back as soon as I've got some more information.
And to make it as simple as possible for you, the easiest way to answer the question is just to give me the part numbers of the left frame, the right frame, and the cross frame. Those three parts. If they give me the part numbers, I can then go to Invacare, and then they can give me all the appropriate sizes that have to meet that.
Okay.
So that's a left frame, a right frame, and a cross frame. Those three. If I get the part numbers, I can work out everything from that.
Okay, let me see if we've got that recorded on the system for you then. I'll dig around and see if I can access it for you.
But it has to be the parts that they actually put on the wheelchair this year.
This year, okay,
Yes.
got that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just the parts that were ordered and put in. Thank you, Rachel.
Okay, no worries. You've got my number now anyway. This is my mobile number. So I'll give you a ring back as soon as I've got some more information. It will definitely be today. I'll try and do it as soon as possible. And give you a call back if that's okay.
Oh, you cannot believe how relieved I am to speak to you, and I really hope that you can dig out this data. Thank you, Rachel.
Okay, no problem. We'll try and get this sorted for you.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, thanks.